Hello.
Hey, how's it going? I'm Marcus Flores with American Income. I spoke to you about the benefits of the Child Safe ID Kit endorsed with the International Union of Police Association.
Right.
Is Mary home?
Yep, she's here.
Right on. They have me using a laptop to save time for quality control. If it's okay with you, I'd love to sit at the kitchen table with her now.
All right, come on, man.
Okay, right on. Do you need my shoes on or off?
You can leave them on.
Okay, thank you very much.
So Marcus, how long is this going to take, man? We got some things to do today and some people to see.
I hear you. They have me running around like crazy, so if it's okay with you, I'll give you a quick version. But the quicker the better for me. They have me seeing someone every hour on the hour, so like I said, the quicker the better. All right, so it shouldn't take too long. You're definitely going to be impressed with what we have set up for you. So how long do you guys live in the area?
5 years now.
That's my lucky number, man. 5 is a good number. You know your neighbors pretty well?
Somewhat, man. For the most part, we just stick to ourselves.
Okay. Same kind of like me. I work a lot, so it's kind of hard for me to really get to know the people I'm around, which is kind of a bad thing if you think about it, because you kind of want to know the people you live with, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or live next to, should I say? So, good deal. So, do you have family that live in the area?
Not really. Just me and my immediate family.
Okay. Ooh, okay, well, I get set up here. So how many kids do you guys have?
2.
Okay. 2 is a good number. All right. So it's Mary Johnson. What is Mary's birthday?
February 4th, 1989.
Okay. Good deal. Okay, I'm going to tell you exactly what my job is, okay? So first, I'm going to go ahead and deliver the Child Safe ID Kit and no-cost benefits, and then I'm going to go over some additional benefits that you're entitled to if you qualify. It is a 2-part program. First part protects your kids when something should happen to them. The second part protects your kids when something should happen to you. Okay, my company, American Income, works with over 20,000 different unions, credit unions, and associations handling their additional benefits. Because of a relationship that American Income has with the International Union of Police Associations to handle this program, you now have access to the same exclusive benefits that police officers and firefighters have had for years. I'm going to go ahead and let this video give you a quick introduction to our company, okay?
Cool.
Congratulations.
Okay. Now, Joe and Mary, I'm pretty sure, Joe and Mary, here's your Child Safe ID kits. I'm pretty sure you know families with children, right? Good. Well, this kit provided by American Income is one of the most comprehensive on the market. It gives the police exactly what they need to find a missing child. You can only get these kits from a visit from someone like me. I have one of these for each one of your children. Now, I'm going to go ahead and take this kit out here for you. The hardest part about this kit is taking it out of the little baggie here. As you can tell, I'm having a little hard problem doing it with all this practice I have, right? Now, what you're going to have to do with this kit is you're going to put your child's permanent information here. Height, social security number, things like that. Now, the next part is your children's identification marks, birthmarks, scars, things like that. Now, over here to the right, you're going to see that you're going to have to put your child's hair follicle or even a fingernail clipping so that they have DNA. And at the bottom is a very cool little activity depending on how old your kids are. You can put their fingerprints on what they provided, this ink strip here. Now, I do recommend you have a wet rag or do it by the sink, okay, because it can get a little messy. And then the last part here is where you put your children's photo, right? Mm-hmm. So the school photo that they take at school would be acceptable. However, the younger the child is, the more you would actually want to update this picture since kids change from month to month, okay? Okay, I'm going to go ahead and start you a little pile over here since we have all these free goodies for you. Now, your next benefit is the no-cost health service discount card. Now, since group benefits can be changed or even taken away, this no-cost discount card is going to help you by saving you up to 60% on vision care, hearing aids, prescription drugs, and even chiropractic services. Now, this pamphlet here has all the enrollment information in it, including a toll-free number and a website that will answer any questions you may have. I'm going to go ahead and leave this here with you guys, and you can go ahead and check it out after I leave, okay? Okay, now your next no-cost benefit is going to be the accidental death and dismemberment benefit. Now, Joe, this is a living benefit for you that'll pay you $1,000 for the loss of a hand, foot, or the sight in one eye, or double that, $2,000 for a loss of any two. Now, Mary, this is a death benefit for you that will pay you $2,000 if Joe should die accidentally. Now, I know $2,000 isn't all the money in the world, okay, but I'm sure you can see how that would benefit in a situation like that. Okay, so please, Mary, go ahead and sign here acknowledging the benefits and that you're the beneficiary. And Joe, please sign there acknowledging the benefits and that Mary is a beneficiary. Now, one more thing I need you guys to do is identify 2 emergency contacts. Now, it'd be wise if they were over the age of 18, living locally and living outside the household. So who is the first and who is the second?
Let's do my neighbor Bill across the street, and then a guy I work with, Simon.
Okay.
Due to the
Bill. What's Bill's phone number?
555
Okay.
670 7855.
Awesome. Here's your neighbor. Okay, and so Bill lives in Round Rock too, since you're your neighbor. Okay, and then you said Gabe?
Simon.
Simon. Okay, Simon says. Okay, what is Simon's number?
555 678 4475.
So you must be a pretty cool work buddy if you're putting him down for this, huh?
Yeah, man, like I said, I don't really know too many people here, so.
Oh, I got you, man.
Gotta hang out with the neighbors from time to time and a few work buddies.
Right on, man. Okay, I got that. Now, Joe and Mary, I need your help with something. Will you guys help me out?
Depends, man.
Of course it does. I promise it won't be a big favor here. But anyways, American Income allows me or provides me 10 American Income provides me 10 life insurance certificates that they allow me to use for families you introduce me to. Now, it doesn't cost you or them anything. Worst case scenario, they get a little bit more insurance and you help me out a little bit. Okay, so everybody always extends these to their emergency contacts since they're closest to them. So besides from them, who are 3 other people we can get this out to?
I mean, you can give it to the guys across the street and my next door neighbor.
Okay. Okay, what's their names?
Holly.
Holly Hot Tamale. Okay, what is her number?
555.
Okay.
283.
Okay.
4545.
Okay. Okay, and you said the guys across the street. What are their names?
Tony and Sarah.
Okay. And are they married?
They're together. I believe that they're married. They
Okay.
got like 3 kids over there.
Oh, right on. And what is their phone number?
785-344-7676.
Okay. So what is it you do for work?
Hmm?
What is it you do for work?
I'm a mechanic.
Oh, right on. Anything specific, like foreign cars or American-made cars, or is it just all in all?
All in all,
All in
man.
all.
You
Right
break it, I fix it.
Right on. Shoot, I got a funny story. My car just died on me one day, and my girl's dad, he's a master mechanic, he has his own shop and what have you. And so I called him and was like, man, I don't know what the hell happened, my car. And anyways, he came and helped me out, and he was scratching his head for 2 days, you know, because he had to download some program for it since I have a foreign-made car. Well, you know, we're looking at it, and he goes, well, maybe it's the fuel pump, right? So he goes underneath the seat, and he starts checking the fuel pump and where the tank is, and he goes, Marcus, there's no gas in here. And I'm like, you gotta be shitting me. Excuse my language, but, you know, here I'm super embarrassed, right? To the point of where, you know, the meter on my car, or the gas gauge showed half a tank. So I was like, man, you can't hate on me too much for that, you know? And he goes, no, it's okay. And he goes, you know, I would have thought the same thing, but he goes, next time you call me, make sure that there's gas inside the car, right? So yeah, that's my embarrassing story about any type of mechanical breakdown on my vehicle. Okay, so we got that down. Whew, okay. Now I do have some homework for you. When was the last time you guys had homework?
Been a minute, man.
Yeah, it's been a minute for me too. I promise it won't be too difficult. But go ahead and give the families you extended the no-cost discount to a car text, just letting them know that I'll be in contact with them the next few days, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and leave this here with you. I'm gonna leave this with a pile that we have over here set up for you guys. Okay. Now, the reason why this is a two-part program is because families are dealing with some major gaps in their coverages, which is the reason why it's so important for them to send me out here personally to review this stuff with you, okay? Now, the first concern has to do with your funeral and final expenses. Now, there is a 100% chance that your family is going to need this, or is going to have to go through this, right? Many families don't have $15,000 laying around. And in the future, because inflation, we're going to have to probably pay $30,000 for a funeral, right? So I don't have that money laying around, do you? Right? So that's the reason why it's the number one concern that we have right now. The next thing we have is our paycheck loss. You know, when a member dies, their paycheck usually dies with them. So that's the reason why it's number two. Now, mortgage, you guys renting or owning this home?
Owning or paying to own, should I say?
Congratulations to you guys. It's definitely going to be one of your biggest assets that you have, and it's obviously going to have a lot of memories in it since you have your family here, right? Yeah. So that's really important. That's the other reason why it's our number three reason on the list of concerns here. You know, when the breadwinner dies, typically the lifestyle that you have, including your house that you live in currently, is going to be gone, right? So that's the reason why it's our number three concern. Next thing is going to be our child's protection. Benefits provided through your job are typically not permanent, right? And children, as I grew up, you know, broken bones, bruises, and things like that, times to the hospital, you know, that's a concern, right? That's a really concern. The other thing too is unexpected death, right? You guys are living to a certain way of life, right? You become accustomed to that. When a breadwinner dies or when one of you passes away, you know, the children's future education could also be at risk, right? So that's another reason why that's an issue. Co-pays, deductibles, and lost wages. You know, when you guys are in the hospital, insurance pays the doctors. Who's paying you guys? Right? So that's an important thing to think about, okay? Next thing on top of that is going to be your lost pension and retirement funds. Now, when you pass away, that typically dies with you. Social Security accumulation goes with that, right? So helping, you know, having to deal with that is an issue, right? So that's the reason why we have that on here as well. Now, your terminal illness, right, especially cancer. According to the American Cancer Society, men have a 1 in 2 life chance of developing and dying from cancer. So, Joe, that's you or me, wow, right? That's a flip of a coin. That's pretty important. That's a pretty severe thing to even think about, right? Now, in regards to women, Mary, you have a little bit better odds, but it's 1 in 3. It's not too much bigger of a chance, right? Not too much bigger of an odds difference, right? So that's something really important to think about. Now, medical expenses and leading cause of bankruptcy in the United States. That's huge, right? Medical expenses are hard, right? And they're really expensive. So thinking about that is really important right now. The last thing on our list is affordability. Now, whenever I think about getting into anything, involved in anything, I always think about what's the cost. That's usually my first topic, first concern. But it's our last concern, and I'll tell you the reason why. We sit with some families making $7, or some people making $7 an hour, others making $47 an hour. Some making tons of overtime, some that are currently laid off. They wanted this to be affordable for everybody. Okay? So Joe, I'm gonna use your imagery here, okay? See if you can help me out here. Say for example, you went to work tomorrow and your boss tells you that business is going so great that he's gonna start paying you 41 hours instead of 40, right? So with that extra hour, Mary, you're gonna go buy matching Ferraris or you start on your dream home? Joe? Probably not, right? I wish I could. I wish I was making money like that, right? Now on the flip side, let's say your boss comes up to you tomorrow and tells you that quite the opposite, that things are so bad at work that they're gonna have to start making some adjustments. But instead of laying you and your coworkers off, what they're gonna do is they're gonna send you home an hour early on Friday. So no longer will you be getting paid your 40 hours, you'll be paying 39. So with that loss of an hour, would you guys have to cancel the cable bill, dentist appointments for the kids, or even take food off the table?
Probably not.
Probably not. 1 hour adjustment really doesn't change that much, okay? Now your last no-cost benefit is going to call it the needs analysis. I'm going to go ahead and ask you a few health questions to see where you're at. If there's a reason for a recommendation, they'll add one. If not, then we'll go ahead and review it for you, okay? Okay. Now, let's go ahead and click next on this bad boy. What's going on here? Sorry, I'm having a little difficulties here. If you don't input the right information here or the exact information that they require, it won't let you move on. So I apologize for that. Sometimes I get a little fast with myself. You know, I don't want to waste too much time getting all this information because you're the most important thing here right now, not the next people we're going to see. Okay. Okay, so Mary's primary, and Joe, what is your date of birth?
December 5th, 1989.
December 5th, 1989. Okay, now what is your, now from your children, oldest to youngest, who is the first?
Logan.
Logan, I like that name. I like Logan Steakhouse. You ever been there?
Mm-hmm.
It's not bad, man. They actually get, they have peanuts as, like, you know how like Mexican food restaurants usually have chips? Well, they have peanuts at your table. So you're sitting there, you're eating your peanuts while you're there, and you throw them on the floor. So it does provide a little hazard, you know, because, you know, if you're wearing shoes that don't really have grips, you can slip sometimes. But it's just kind of funny how you walk into that place and you see peanuts all over the place, you know. All right, and what's so Logan's last name is Johnson, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay, and what is his birthday?
November 3rd, 2011.
Okay. 2011.
2010.
Okay, 2010. Okay. Glad Logan's not here, man, because he might get on you for forgetting his birthday, you know. All right, what's the next child?
Asher.
Asher now. Ashley, a girl or a boy?
Asher.
Asher?
It's a boy.
Okay, Asher. Okay. So it's one of those unisex names, huh?
Mm-hmm.
I guess you can see you can go for a girl too, right? Right on. So you got 2 boys. You thinking about any more?
No, I'm done for now, man.
You're done, huh?
Shut it down for a while.
I got you. Kids are expensive, so yeah, I haven't been blessed with that opportunity yet, but I'm pretty sure it's not necessarily a financial burden, but a financial need, right? That you have to do to protect that stuff, right? All right. So what is Asher's birthday?
January 13th.
January 13th. And what's her birth year? Or his birth year?
2016.
I might have to start asking Mary these questions over here. I'm just giving you a hard time, Joe. Don't worry about it. You're doing a lot better than a lot of the other fathers that we typically
Actually, maybe 2015.
So, Mary, is it 2015? Right on. You know, Mom will never forget it. Okay, so questions I have for you guys, other than your birth dates and things like that. Internal cancer in the past 2 years, either one of you two.
Nope.
Okay. Insulin diabetes.
Nope.
Okay. Cardiovascular disease, heart attack, stroke, or any peritoneal vascular disease.
Nope. We
Okay.
all good.
All right. Currently using oxygen.
Just the free stuff.
Right on, me too. Terminal illness. Alzheimer's.
Nope.
Have you used any form of tobacco in the last 12 months?
Nope.
Okay. Let's see here. Now, family members, non-medical questions, are currently on probation or parole.
Nope.
Okay. Arrested or convicted for DUI.
Nope.
Okay. Let's see here. All right. So now I got some personal information now. Now, what is the monthly take home that you and your spouse bring home? So that's after taxes as well.
Like together or
Together, yes.
You want how much we bring home together?
Sure.
So you're gonna put it all on the same side, like what we put in together? Because mine is 3,000, hers is 2,000.
Well, we'll just accumulate it together.
All right.
Okay, let's just go with yours. All right, so we'll say 3,000 is yours. Okay. Oh, that's right. Okay, I'm sorry. So yours is 3,000, hers is 1,500.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Sorry about that. Okay. Now, how much life insurance do you currently have through your work?
I'm not even sure.
Okay. What about Mary? Does Mary have life insurance?
If we get some kind of benefits, we mainly just use the health insurance.
Right. That makes sense. Most people do, anyways. Okay. You said you guys are owning. Okay. What is the current balance you guys have on your mortgage?
120,000.
Okay. And what is the interest rate on that?
Just know we got like 15 years left.
Okay. You said you have 15 years remaining? Okay. Okay, so do you currently have insurance to pay off the mortgage in case of a death?
Nope.
Okay. Now, how much do you currently have saved up for your child's education as well?
Not really. Haven't really started to separate an account for that.
Right. Typically, I mean, I don't get me wrong. I mean, you're basically the majority of the people that we see with young infants or young children as well haven't even thought of that either. So I mean, you're along with everybody else right now. And so you all use checking and savings. Which do you normally use most? Checking, I'm assuming.
I mean, we got a bank account, so.
Okay. Right on. Mary, were you nice enough to give me some water here? I appreciate that. Thank you. This thing whistles over here. Okay. Now, before I review the areas of concerns, I do have this mandatory read-off letter. Now, instead of you guys having to read this whole thing, if you'd like, I can go ahead and summarize it for you.
Please do.
Right on. The quicker the better, right, Joe? All right. Well, basically what it's saying is, while I'm reading these benefits to you guys, or while I'm reviewing these benefits to you guys, if you start nodding your head, right, thinking that these are some great benefits, I can see why everyone's doing it and why they approved it, then I'm going to ask you to apply today, right? Simple as that. Now, on the flip side, if while I'm reviewing these benefits with you, and you start thinking to yourself, you know, they are some good benefits, but I don't feel the need for me or my family right now, then I'm going to ask you not to apply. Simple as that. Easy yes or no, right? Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
All right. The reason why they can do it this way is because it's already been approved, and it's already been checked, or it's already been approved, checked, and rechecked by 20,000 other groups to set this up to be a no-brainer for their members. So easy yes or no, okay? Now, depending on what you do, whatever you decide to do, I still need your opinion on this officer report form, which is sort of like my report card. So it's very important that you listen and ask me questions, okay? Joe, do I have your attention?
Gotcha.
All right. So will you promise to stop and ask me if you have questions? Right on. Mary, you too?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Oh, hold on, I gotta hit continue on this. Okay. Sorry, I dropped my computer the other day, so my screen's cracked on here, and it feels like it's there's two mouses for some reason. Come on, baby. Okay. Okay, so let's do your concerns using an illustration here, okay? So let's say at your current job, Joe, you're making $750 per week, okay? You have your same group benefits and everything. Now, let's say, for example, you go into work tomorrow, another job opens up, right? You have the same responsibilities, same coworkers and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But with job B, you're making $720 per week, which is about an hour's wage difference, right? Like we said earlier, it really doesn't change that much. But with that 1 hour, it's going to eliminate all your concerns, okay? Now, the first concern has to do with your funeral and final expenses. I'm going to let this video explain. Oh, baby, don't do that.
The warmth of family is one of the most beautiful and valued things in life. For this reason, saying goodbye to a loved one can be difficult. And even more so when we are not prepared.
Okay. Stop that video there.
Everyone dreams of owning their own. As parents, you
Almost done here. Just gotta do some calculations here. I wish I could say that it wasn't simple math, but it is very simple math. It's taking me a little bit to do it, so I apologize. All right, 4774, and then we'll do that one, 750. So 703. Okay. Now, with that video, American Income is going to provide you $15,000 for this need. So that's each of you. Now, they use the freedom of choice. They've created the freedom of choice, so it's there to take care of that burden for your family, right? Now, they use a whole life insurance to fund the freedom of choice. That way, it's there when, not if your family needs it. Okay. Okay. Next thing is we're going to have your income protection. So that is 180, 60. Now, the next thing is going to be your income protection. Now, Mary, I know when Joe passes, you're going to miss him, right? But after a few weeks goes by, you're going to start missing him too, or you're going to start missing his paycheck too. So what American Income is going to do is they're going to provide you $180,000 when this happens. Mary, this would give you you and your children $3,000 for 60 months. This would be reviewed and renewed and updated every 5 years. Mary, having 5 years of income would be huge at that point, right? All right. Now, Joe, for you, if Mary passed away, American Income is going to provide you $90,000, right? Now, this would be also reviewed and renewed and updated every 5 years. This would provide you $1,500 for 60 months, right? That'd be huge at that point too, right? Good. Now, the next thing that families want to secure for next thing that people want to secure for their families other than their income is their home, right? So American Income is going to provide you $120,000 of coverage for this happening. Now, if you were to die during the working years, this would probably be due to an accident. So to help give you the most benefit of this, or the most value, this is funded by the accidental death benefit. Okay. Now, at your current job, you don't have that. I'm sorry to also, sorry to backtrack here, but at your current job, you're not getting the Freedom Choice certificate. You're not getting, your $15,000 of funeral benefits or final expenses. But your current job, they're also not providing you if something happened to you. They're not providing you that income for 5 years either. Okay, so let me put big fat zeros on this thing right now. Okay, sorry to backtrack you. Now, at your current job, you also don't have this mortgage protection either. Okay, so that's a big zero. Now, the next thing, the next benefit that this has here is your children's future education. If you were to die in an accident, American Income is going to provide each one of your children, or you provide your children $50,000 to $100,000, right? That pays out. That gives your children a future head start in life. Mm-hmm. Okay, so. Okay. Now, what's also covered in this, at your current job, you don't have that either. Okay. Now, also covered here is a special $10,000 life insurance plan that your children can actually once they turn 21, I'm sorry. What also is here is a special life insurance plan for $10,000. Okay, if that's any children that you have 18 years or younger that qualify can apply for. Okay, now once they turn 21, they can convert that to 5 times that amount, which is $50,000, without any health questions. Now your children will definitely thank you for having the foresight and setting that up for them. At your current job, you don't have that either. All right, accidental death and death. Okay, so if you were what also included in this is if you were to be for any type of accident or injury, you would. So let me take this back real quick. Now, if you're in the hospital for a day, this would pay you $100. Okay, for any bruise, bump, bee sting, or anything like that, right? Now, if you're overnight in the hospital, it'll pay you $200. Now, if you're in intensive care, it'll pay you $400. Okay. Now, if you're in the hospital, what are you not doing?
Working.
If you're not working, what are you not making?
Money.
Right, exactly. Do bills still come in?
Yeah.
Right. Now, with this benefit, whether you're injured on or off the job, and if you're in the hospital, it'd pay you for 5 days. It'd pay you $1,000. Okay. Now, all you get with your current job are bills and income loss. Right. On top of that, this benefit will pay you $10,000 for loss of a hand, foot, or a sight in one eye, or double that, $20,000 for loss of any two.
Okay.
Okay. So oh, I forgot to change this. I'm sorry, my bad. I forgot to do this at 200. That's why it's messing my show up. Okay, recalculate. Okay, so if you were to die in an accident, this would stop your Social Security and pension accumulation. Social Security and pension accumulation.
Yeah. How long is this going to take to go ahead and finish everything?
I'm almost done. I apologize. I'm just there's some things that just didn't map out to me properly, so I apologize getting this started. All right. The next benefit that we have here is if you were to die in an accident, if you were to die, this would catch your family off guard and stop your pension and Social Security accumulation. So with this benefit, your surviving spouse would receive your surviving spouse or children would receive $20,000 to $100,000 that pays out immediately depending on the type of accident or injury. With your current job, you don't have that. Okay. Next thing is your terminal illness. If you were diagnosed with terminal illness such as cancer, you are entitled to half of your freedom of choice income protection benefit while you're alive. The rest would be paid to your family. So this would be set up to put your family at the best financial situation before you pass. Right now at your current job, you don't have that. Okay. Now American Income has been around for 70 plus years and has an A+ financial rating. Because group benefits can be even changed or even taken away, these benefits right here are permanent and portable. Right? So if you retire, if you leave your job, you keep these benefits. Now, if you're in a layoff, the benefits will be covered for 3 months so that you don't lose them. Now, if you're in a qualified strike, these benefits will be covered up to 12 months so you don't lose them. Okay? Now, Joe and Mary, if you went to work tomorrow and you had the choice between job A or job B, which job would you take?
Job B.
Job B. Well, Joe, why would you take that if you're making more money over here?
I mean, because I got all of those benefits for the family.
Exactly. They set this up to be a no-brainer. Okay. Now, so what I've just gone over with you is what the benefit software suggests is the basic plans to handle your concerns. Now, there is one more option that you can choose from if you qualify, and it seems right here. It's recommended that you move to the preferred freedom of choice, which is actually an additional $12 per month to help with inflation increases. Okay. Now, it actually gets you a better rate. Okay. Now, let's add that in here. Recalculate. So total would be 225. Okay, so with the inflation increase built in would be $56.25 per week. Now with the regular, I just lost that number. Now with the non-inflation increasement, it would be 46. So Joe, do you want to go ahead and go with the basic plan for $46 a week, or would you want to go ahead and do a little bit more for your family and add the inflation protection built in for $56 a week?
Oh, only an additional $10?
Only an additional $10.
You know what? Just leave all of that stuff, man. It was a lot to take in.
Okay.
We'll think about it, give you a call, see, what we can do.
I can understand that. A lot of our members feel the same way. But like I explained earlier, and like I mentioned before, we're only allowed to see our members once each enrollment period, which is once every 3 to 4 years. Which is once every 3 to 4 years. It's only once every 3 to 4 years, like I explained earlier. Joe, I can understand how much you see the value in this program and how much your family actually does need this. Okay, so I don't want to take anything from you, but I know that you did like the fact that if something did happen to you, you would appreciate that, your family would receive $25,000 to $50,000. Okay, and if this program was free, I know you'd jump all over it, right? So it's a matter of whether or not if $56 is comfortable for you, right? So would $56 take food off the table? Probably? Okay, well, let's go ahead and adjust that while I'm here. So with the basic plan of $46 a week, would that take food off the table?
It should take food off of the table.
Okay, well, that's the important part, right? That you're actually comfortable with it. It's comfortability, right? So let's go ahead and let's keep this working through. I got a few extra questions I need to ask you over here. So now, Q&R checklist here. Now, has anybody ever been treated for alcoholism or alcohol abuse?
Nope.
Right on. Any prescription drugs, other than any hardcore drugs, basically, other than that, right? Cocaine, amphetamines, barbiturates, hallucinogens? Okay. Have you ever been revoked, or has your driver's license ever been revoked, or have you ever gotten a DWI?
Nope.
Good. Okay, so now, have you ever flown in the past 2 years, or intend to fly in a other than a passenger aircraft, so basically like private aircraft?
Nope.
Do you fly planes?
No to everything.
No to everything, huh? Well, I got to review this with you, okay? So it's a very important fact. Have you ever been in racing for auto boat racing, motorcycle racing, boat racing, parasailing, jumping, skin, scuba diving, skydiving?
Nope.
Okay. Now, have you received or been diagnosed or been treated for high blood pressure, chest pain, heart attack, stroke, or heart or blood or circulatory disorder?
Nope.
Okay. Have you ever been treated for the following conditions: diabetes, or endocrine disorder?
Nope.
All right. Nervous system or brain disorder?
Nope.
Okay. Do you have currently arthritis or injury or trouble in your back, knees, or joint pain?
Nope.
Okay. To your best of your knowledge or belief, do you have any physical impairment or departure from good health?
Nope.
Okay. Have you ever been rejected for life insurance or medical hospital insurance, rated or failure to receive a policy or applied for?
Nope.
Okay. In the last 5 years, have you had a physical exam?
Nope.
You haven't had it in the last 5 years?
I have
Okay.
no health issues. I take no medications.
Never been hospitalized. No medications. Okay. You have sleep apnea?
Nope.
Okay. You have cirrhosis or hepatitis or any liver disorder, blood disorder, or receive any bone marrow and transplant?
Nope.
Okay. Kidney, prostate, urinary bladder, or other genital disorders?
Nope.
Okay. Breast or uterus or ovaries? You're obviously not. Arthritis or any other musculoskeletal disorders?
Nope.
Rheumatoid. Okay, rheumatoid. I got you. Loss of hearing or loss of sight?
Nope.
Okay. AIDS?
Nope.
Tested positive for anything or any antibodies to the AIDS
Nope.
or HIV? Okay. Do you smoke cigarettes or use tobacco?
Nope.
Okay. Do you use any marijuana in the past year?
Nope.
Okay. All right, right on. So your monthly premium would be $46.61. So with this program, your monthly premium would be $46.61. This will be handled anytime between, since today is the 18th. Okay, it would be handled any time between the 8th and the 1st. What's basically the sweet spot for you when you actually want this to be coming out? 18th or the 1st?
You can put it right on the 1st. I like to keep all my stuff right on the 1st.
Okay. Okay. So that date draft is going to be the 1st. Okay. Now these are member owned, right? So American Income or your job, anybody can take these from you. Okay, they are permanent and portable. Now, oral specimens, since you say you're not a tobacco user, for our peace of mind and for you to be actually approved for this, we have to do an oral specimen, okay? Now, how long will this take? Basically, the enrollment process will take anywhere between 2 to 8 weeks. Now, if you're accepted, you'll get basically something in the mail saying that, hey, congratulations to American Income. Thank you for being a member, right? The next thing, if you're declined, now you'll get your check back, right, for your first premium, and then you can write American Income to see exactly the reason why you're declined if you'd like. Okay. Mm-hmm. Now what comes next? Now obviously with these benefits, if you're conditionally approved as soon as I walk out the door, now a bank draft will occur between 24 to 48 hours. Now on top of that, your first premium, which is going to be $46. Explain the policy free movement. Okay, then you can complete the application process. Now I do need your driver's license, any doctor's information, any medicine you're currently taking, as well as a check that's voided. Okay. Okay. Now conditional receipt, $46. Now as soon as I walk out of the door, you're gonna get this conditional receipt, basically stating that you are covered as soon as I walk out this door. I'll go ahead and give this to you right here. Now, health risk. If you have any health problems, the company will attempt to approve you, right? But they will send out a nurse out of their pocket, right, not out of yours, that'll come and check anything that they actually need medical-wise, okay? Now, there will be checkup and phone calls. Now, in the next few days, next 4 to 5 days, or the next few days, should I say, there will be someone from American Income that will call you and ask you exactly what we discussed today, make sure that everything that I've already checked and rechecked with you is exactly what they have. So it's basically our recheck type thing. Let's see here. Now, if there is any issues with your oral swab, like I said before, the nurse will come out and handle any concerns that we need to address, okay? Now, electronic signature. Now, I will need your electronic signature. Member assistance needed. Now, make sure that, you know, the homework that I gave you, make sure that you call those individuals or send them a text letting them know that I'll be in contact for the next few days. Summary sheet filled out on the left. Oh, health risk. I'm sorry, I didn't review that with you. Now, if at some point in time, everybody becomes uninsurable. This is either due to health risk or habit, or health, age, or habits. Now, when they become insurable, they typically can't get insured again, right? So, and if they are approved, there are 3 possible outcomes. First is sorry, I just had this down. All right, now the first option is you fall between the lines of uninsurable and perfect health. Okay. Now the next is Now the second option is somewhere you fall between the lines of perfect health and the uninsurable line. Because the groups we work with want everybody to be approved, they created another category called special risk. Now in this category, you pay the exact same as someone with the exact same health profile. Think of that as in car insurance. Someone with a perfect driving record wouldn't typically pay the exact same as someone who has a lot of speeding tickets, right? Now the last option that we have is called the counteroffer. Now in the counteroffer, it's typically someone that we wouldn't typically insure in the past, and it's pretty much